Well, so I'll tell you. So when I spotted for Nate, he's talked about this on other podcasts before. It's something that stuck out to me because we talk about the people and the crew involved, right? And we used to do like hotel hangs. It's when you're done at the track for the day, we'd be down at the pool, having pizza, drinking beer, whatever. And like the memories that all of us kind of have from those days now, even still are those times when you're just kind of like, oh man, what if we did this? Or, oh, that was so cool this happened today. Or this, man, this really sucked to go through, but we got it, like those are the times that stick out the most, from all that.
And that's how you can tell the sport is growing itself, like it's getting, with all these rule changes right now in FD, all their drivers coming from another part of the world to compete here, it's growing, man, and it's so cool to see it.
It's been an exciting 10 years, and I know I keep hearing people talk about like, oh, FD's peaking, and I mean, I don't see it personally. Yeah, exactly. Like I don't see that at all. Yeah. I see them drifting in general, competitive drifting. Right. I see on a pretty steep incline up, probably for the foreseeable future still.
And I think I think a lot of the holdback too, with people knowing it, it's like they don't know. They think it's a drag race for some reason.
Yeah.
He won, right? Because he's first. Like, yeah, that's not how it works. I think a lot of people don't understand that. That's not into drifting. You know, all the, the kids nowadays, they understand. Most of their parents, they don't. Like, right. Or people that are not into cars, they don't understand how it works.
And it's up to us, the community, to teach them. Right. That's like something that I try to tell everybody. Say, look, man, if you want to get more sponsors, and if you want more money in drifting and get paid to drive, you got to start teaching people what it is, because that's the only way they're going to follow up on it, Because think about it. If you watch something on TV that you don't understand, you're really going to keep watching it. It's one of those things like sure, it might be cool, but until you actually get down to it and understand what's going on, what's happening, what are they trying to do, I feel like drifting, as it evolves and more people learn about it, I feel it's just something that's going to keep growing.
No, I agree 100%. Yeah. So, okay, so to circle back a little bit, so motor package changing, anything with any restructuring with the team? Are you adding anybody, or is anyone not able to follow you across the country for 4 events?
Everybody's really committed. Like, everybody wants me to make a decision of like who's going to go.
There's a whole line of people trying to go.
Yeah. Well, so you have four primary, it sounds like, right? You have 4 primary people?
Yeah, but you see, that's what I was telling you. We still haven't decided who's going to do what, because I feel like once we got the car ready, then things will fall into place. We usually see the big picture. We don't just, you're going to do this because you know what to, like, I guess we're going to have to.
Yeah, it all comes down to budget, Right now, we're basically just figuring out on building the car. Like just get.
So you're hyper focused on that, right? Yes, getting the car ready.
So it kind of like everybody took their own like things. Like, I concentrated on building the team, like the logos, and like trying to get the
branding and stuff.
We need that for the sponsors.
You're doing all the backing. You're doing
absolutely
all the business, all the logos, all the branding, all the marketing.
Yeah, I haven't touched a screw on the car.
Right.
But I've been doing like all this and trying to get deals and trying to get funding so I can, try to get the best team out there and have all the guys comfortable and stuff.
Equally as important as touching bolts on the car. Yeah.
Yeah. Especially I'm not a good, like, at all. Like I can do things, but somebody will do them way faster than me. So, I can concentrate on what I'm good at, and that the people that are good at doing other stuff, do that.
But then again, it's just like the whole community. Bryce got a job. He comes after work to work on the car. Mitch goes over there whenever, he can lay a hand in there. But, everybody, Sam, JJ, like all of them, like,
yeah,
whoever goes in there, even if it's something simple, it gets it done, like.
I don't think you realize though the magnitude of difference though, because when you're doing a pro, especially, well, let's assume your pro-am is the same state, which for all of us it was, right? So you have a team going in-state all by car or whatever. So you got hotels, whatever. Now you're going across the country, and people have to take off work, significantly more, and all that stuff. So these are some of the struggles that, again, like I don't think the normal person from a crew perspective like gets like how much sacrifice that the crew has to go through to prop up a driver.
Yeah,
I mean,
100%.
How did you deal with that? Because
well, that's ultimately why I had to pull back. So it was tough. My son was born kind of in the middle of me doing that stuff with Njuku. And it really got hard to like leave my wife with a baby, fly out on Thursday, get there Friday, be there through Sunday night or whatever, and come back. And at the time I was going back to college too, but it got harder and harder to do to justify leaving my wife with the baby at home to kind of do that without getting like paid a normal rate either. Right. So I wasn't bringing really hardly anything home to then like show for that time as well, Right. So that's a lot of the stuff that, again, like I don't think people realize I would, this is a guess at this point, but an educated guess, I would eventually guess that 60 to 70% of the crew in FD don't get paid.
And that's like pro.
And this is it. This is not just ProSpec. I mean, I would conservatively say 50% of the paddock, even at the pro level, probably don't get any paid at the time. They're going there to support their driver because they want to be there. They believe in the sport, wanting it to grow.
Unless it's RTR or Papadakis, pretty sure everybody else out there is volunteering their time.
Yeah, there's some other surprisingly small teams that'll do it that I happen to know, but like I said, most don't.
It's tough. It's definitely tough because if you think about it, in any other sports at the professional level, no one's there paying, to be there. And which is what you're seeing in Formula Drift. Like, unfortunately, there's just not enough money for, drivers and teams to be there, getting paid to be there. So most guys are paying to be there, specifically the crew that, if you're not making any money and you're there, you're in a way paying to be there.
That's lost time.
It's like, exactly.
Yeah,
you're paying or volunteering, it's the same terminology.
And it comes with racing too. That's why I feel like it's racing and drifting and like motorsports in general. It's the purest form of sport that you're gonna find, because there's no money involved, in the sense like you're not getting paid to do this. You're doing this because it's your passion. So it's why we do it.
That's a great point, and maybe why the community in drifting is so different. Because at any other pro level in racing, like road racing, we look at the 12 hours of Sebrings going on right now.
Right.
Those are the pro guys. Those are the best GT3 Cup car drivers in the world, and the guy who holds a fire extinguisher is getting paid to be out there right now.
I'll give you a glaring one. This is obviously a massive gap, right? In Formula One, the crew gets like $250,000 a year.
Yep. The guy
the tire changer gets $250,000 a year.
Yeah.
And obviously, Formula Drift is not F1. Like there's economies of scale there, right? That are not the same.
But it has
financially.
formula in the name, Rich.
Yeah.